Fuck happiness. Stay angry. So, I don't know what it is with motherfuckers thinking that you should be happy. Whoever said that you should be fucking happy?
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
And if you want something to happen to you and it's...
You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Well? Welcome to the Krusty Towers, where our motto is, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
Yo! You about done?
Fuck happiness.
These nuts. Ha! Got him!
Children and I suffer the pressure.
What seems to be the problem?
I'm poor and have a rough family situation.
I know just the trick!
Oh boy! Where did you go?
I traveled back in time 12 years and had your mom get an abortion.
What's up, everybody? I don't know. People were saying they liked the intro when I did it like that the other day. So fuck it. Fuck it. You find better pussy anywhere? Fuck it. Anyone know what that's from? You better.
Still Dawn.
You fucking better know what that's from, or you're out of this chat. You're out. So yeah, I've been doing stuff and some things, man. I've been busy all day, so really haven't had too much time to look into current events and what's going on and what's not. But I did do a thing where I went to Grock AI. Some people don't like it when you call it AI. It's the large language model. And had it give me the top 10 most pressing issues facing the United States today, according to Grock. And I thought we could go over those and whatever else you guys want to talk about. So before we do that, hello to the chat. Hello, everybody out there. What's going on, people in the chat? Let on Steel, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Can't complain.
You have a phone number in your thing? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the White House switchboard. Or on the shit. Senate switchboard.
That's the White House switchboard?
Senate.
Yeah, it's the U.S. Senate switchboard for all your senators.
So what should we be calling them about?
To tell them to put the HBA and Short Act back into the big beautiful bill.
They took it out?
Yeah.
They're also trying to give 17 million illegals health care.
Dude, the more that I hear about this shit, the more I'm like, they shouldn't pass this. I mean, I'm sure there's things in it that are good, and there's things in it that we need that have to do with protecting America or the economy or whatever the fuck, right? But there's just so much bullshit in it now, and they've traded it back and forth. And I was talking about, like, I don't even understand where the bill's at this point. You know what I mean? Like with how much they've fucking jockeyed the fucking thing back and forth, trying to get fucking their own special interest pork fucking belly bullshit into the bill, which it seems like they've been pretty successful at. So, yeah, at this point, I'm like, fuck your big, beautiful bill. It is too big and no longer beautiful. She has put on weight and she is now a cow, and I would not marry her, and neither should you. Both sides want us disarmed. Freedom is an illusion. Well, I mean, thankfully they can't do it without 2/3 vote, and they're too much of pussies to fucking do that, so... Because they would need a 2/3 vote to amend the Constitution. Yes? Is that the deal?
Yep.
Yeah, you also have to have at least 38 states to do a constitutional convention.
They could amend the Constitution without doing a constitutional convention, couldn't they?
You can add amendments to it as well. You can actually, it has to be, I believe, either a U.S. senator or a U.S. congressman has to be the one to introduce an amendment to be put into the Constitution and have to go to a vote and be voted through, like you said, 2/3. But
Right,
the other way to change it completely would be Constitutional Convention, obviously.
So they would just put in a new amendment, like, oh, Amendment 29 or whatever the fuck they're on now, to repeal the Second Amendment.
28.
I was close. Dino Spumoni dropped in $2. Thanks, man. And says, I'd marry a cow, but I'm a chubby chaser. I have a theory on chubby chasers, on the dudes who like the chubs. And tell me if you think I'm wrong.
Okay.
You like the chubs because it's all you've ever had. You've gotten them before, and it's pretty good. It's better than none, so you might want to do it again. And the chubbies are also, they'll treat you a little bit nicer. When you give them attention, they like it a little bit more. You know, they're a little bit more responsive to the things that you do because they don't get the attention like the skinny girls do. So they're also an easier crowd to please. Plus, they might even take care of you on occasion. They might, you know, like if you need a knee surgery or something and you're down for a month, they're not going to fucking throw a fit about it. They'll just pay the bills and cook fucking dinner and suck your dick while they're at it. You know what I mean? So the chubbies aren't all bad. And I'm not chubby shaming anybody when I'm saying this. But I am saying that the reason that you're a chubby chaser is because you've gotten it before and you like it.
It's very possible. One thing I will say is I've seen some pretty decent-sized girls that are actually decent-looking in the face. If they lost a little bit of weight, they would definitely be a lot hotter.
I mean, we all banged a big chick at least once.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't, you're fucking lying.
Right.
I have literally 2 times in my life. Both times I'm like, what?
But at the time, you had fun.
No, I can honestly say I didn't really have much fun. Honestly.
Was there alcohol involved?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there needed to be. So I don't know. I was spoiled, man. Like I had nothing but like fucking super hot chicks for like 15 years, something like that, you know. Now I'm old.
I've had super hot ones. Got a super hot one now, but you know, back in the day when the pub was closing down, you know, I didn't have something on my arm.
We're starting to get to that age where like finding a fucking super hot chick who's not ran through and crazy and fucking disgusting, you know,
with 15 kids.
It's like finding a fucking unicorn. It's like hunting and finding like the white elk, you know, like
at this point I'm at the point where it's okay, let her just be half crazy, not full crazy.
Man, I'm almost in like when are we gonna get a robot girlfriend who can cook and clean for us and do shit? Can I just hire one? Buy one of them?
Did you guys hear about that story the other day where they've actually successfully taken sperm from 2 male mice and bred another mouse?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Oh, that's fucking the gayest shit I've heard all day. Thanks for that.
I'm about to say that is gay as fuck.
Well, between that and CRISPR technology, like we're definitely to the point now where we're gonna have some fucked up kids in the future.
Like we don't already?
Well, no, because I'm saying people are playing God so much is what it is.
I just don't. Is the double male mouse thing fucking viable? Is it like a normal?
So
mouse?
my understanding is it became a female mouse, and it actually has had a litter itself now.
How the fuck does that work? How did 2 male?
I have no idea.
Wow.
Hey, does it have short hair and drive a Subaru?
I've never looked into it, but I did hear it.
It drives that, what was it, a Fiero lead lace or lead on steel that I sent you?
It's funny
Texas, yeah.
The stereotypes about cars are often true. Like, okay, here's one for you. Who's driving this car? Chrysler 300 with dice in the mirror.
Leo.
I've seen that video. Yeah.
It's true though, man. It's true. I don't know. The Chrysler 300s are fucking. They're pretty quick cars. They got the Hemi in them.
Hey, they're badass.
They're pretty all right.
Nothing but love for you, Leo.
Do they still make them, or are they discontinued?
I don't know.
I think last time I went on a
think they got
Chrysler
rid
Red,
of them.
yeah, I think they just had nothing but minivans.
And then they got that stupid electric Charger.
Oh, last year they made it was 2023. Discontinued December 31st, 2023.
Dodge is coming back out with the V8s though because nobody bought the EVs, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a couple-year-old one, like 10-year-old fucking Chrysler 300 for super fucking cheap. Like, they're like dirt fucking cheap, and they got a Hemi in them.
Yeah, but they're clapped out.
Yeah, you can unclap them to some extent. Yes, you're right, they're clapped out, but,
It's still a Chrysler.
And it's still a Chrysler. You're right about that. I don't have one, so I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, like,
If anything
for
made
what
by
it is,
Stellantis is shit.
for the price that you can get them for, you get a fucking Hemi.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can fucking rip with one of those things.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Daniel says, how long till that mouse self-deletes, though?
Kurt Cobain's itself.
Dude, I keep seeing stories about, like, oh, you remember this, like, hero celebration story that we did 2 years ago about these two fathers they're a gay couple, and they're two fathers, and they adopted this little boy, and they love him, and they're going to show everybody in the world that two gay men are just as good as a mother and a father. Oh, they raped him to death?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, there's this other story about these other two fathers that took this. They raped him to death too? Like, I'm not saying every gay couple that has an adopted child rapes the child to death, but the odds aren't zero.
Well, there was that one story out of California a few years ago where it was a lesbian couple who adopted a bunch of kids and then drove them off a cliff.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I personally know a handful of lesbian couples with kids. They seem fine for now.
The biggest domestic abusers in America are?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, go on.
What happened?
Yeah, it's lesbian couples.
Yeah, lesbian couples beat each other more than anybody.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And has the highest divorce rate.
Yep.
That sucks. But I'm not a lesbian couple. It's a good thing they put an end to, like, homo fucking erotic, I don't know what I'm trying to say, regular fucking relationships, between a man and a woman. It's like almost fucking unheard of these days, it seems like, for the kids growing up, because the girls just have such different views than the boys when it comes to political things, and they can't fucking seem to get over it. And the boys are, they're trying to do their own thing because the girls are crazy, I think that's what it is. Like, the girls have gone fucking nuts. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something else. Maybe there's some, but it seems like social engineering. Like, it seems like they're trying to fucking social engineer us into a position where we choose to not have children.
What is the percentage of the gays in the United States? Like, is it like 20%, 30%?
I got to be lower than that.
I don't think it's that high. I would guess probably, 15, 20, if that. But yet they are screaming so fucking loud right now and making it seem like that's all that everyone should focus on. And, look at my gayness. My gayness outbeats your gayness and shit like that, when they're a very small portion of the population. And they just need to shut up and fucking... Fuck, most people don't have a problem with them. It's just that they're trying to shove it all down everybody's throat. And the main issue is just leave the fucking kids alone.
But you know what? If you live in a big city, hell, it might be 20%.
It definitely is much
So once
more
you
in
clip
major
the
cities.
soundbite from where Corey's saying that his gayness is bigger than your gayness.
But I just feel bad for the kids because they grow up confused.
I agree with that.
And it's
I totally
already
feel bad for the kids. I mean, the kids are going to get the short end of the like, honestly, in a collapsing society, I think it's one of the worst generations that you can be part of is one of the generations during the collapse. Because not only are you like dealing with the collapse of a society, like the end of a decadence, you're also dealing with like nihilism and, you know, like the results of fucking the shit that brought the society down in the first place. That like maybe on the way up you wouldn't have as good as a lifestyle potentially because the technology wasn't there. Let's say in like the 1920s or whatever, you know, or even during the Depression or whatever. You know, people still fucking managed to get by somehow for the most part. If that happens today, man, everybody would just starve to death. I don't think anyone has the skills these days. I don't, you know, not anyone, but most people don't have the skills to grow a garden and pickle all the fucking whatever and save shit for later and gather seeds and raise chickens and get through a winter without having to fucking go to a grocery store, like that kind of thing. I don't know, man. I don't know.
My understanding is it's actually better to raise meat rabbits at this point because they produce a lot more.
It's better to raise what?
Meat rabbits.
Meat rabbits? What's a meat rabbit? Just a big fat rabbit?
So there's certain breeds of rabbit that are specifically bred to be used for meat because they will grow bigger and quicker and everything else like that.
Yeah, but that's not kosher. That's not kosher food. Rabbits. Can't eat
Rabbit stew is good.
I didn't like it, the one I had.
I've literally never eaten a rabbit before in my entire life.
It depends on how you process it and where you get it from. If you're eating a wild rabbit, it's probably going to have a lot of gamey taste to it.
Yes.
Whereas if you're eating a domesticated rabbit that is specifically bred for the purpose of becoming dinner, it's going to be a lot more healthy. You're going to have a lot less gamey taste to it and everything else.
Yeah, the one I had was in a stew, and it was too gamey.
Yeah. Seasoning is key.
Dana says they're the rabbits with the big meat. Usually it's the black ones for some reason. Calhoun Republic, you were in the background there for a minute, but you didn't have your devices connected. So I couldn't let you in because your devices weren't connected. And then before I could say anything, you hopped out. So I hope you're listening. It's not that I don't like you. It's that you have to press buttons and allow things or something. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, Dino, you're not wrong. Rabbits are good for, you know, as a temporary substitute, but you can't live off of just rabbit.
I mean, can you live off of just anything? Is there like one food that you could just eat and you'd be fine?
No, because you need certain nutrients and vitamins and stuff and certain things.
Beef.
Yeah, that's probably true. You could just eat cow for the rest of your life and be all right. I mean,
do the carnivore diet.
Point, but you wouldn't die of starvation. Maybe malnutrition and like some kind of vitamin or something that's missing. You know, like you don't get vitamin C or something from fucking cow. You get like scurvy.
Well, you still have to eat some vegetables. Like, what does that carnivore diet consist of? I know it can't just be meat. You gotta have some kind of veggies in there
fruit
too.
And vegetables, and it's mostly raw fruits and vegetables. So you can have like blackberries and bell peppers and steak. You know.
No,
that sounds delicious.
Have any of that on carnivore.
It does sound pretty good.
Carnivore is meat, like organ meats. It's fats, fish, and eggs. That's it.
All right, Colin, there should be some buttons to press to allow your microphone and allow your camera. You don't have to allow your camera, but you do have to allow your microphone.
That's also why so many people end up not taking the carnivore diet very long, because their brain naturally craves the sugars and stuff and the carbohydrates, and it starts fucking with their heads real bad and giving them headaches.
Yeah. Terry's got it too. That's a good thing with like cows too. If you eat like the bone marrow of the animal, you get a lot of good shit from it.
And you know, if you're not lactose intolerant, you can eat some cheese and butter and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone let you in because it says that you need to connect your microphone or camera before I can add you. So
Yeah, you
sorry,
got to
man.
allow that.
I can't help you with that. It's on your phone or permissions or on your computer. I'm not sure, dude.
It's Kowloon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kowloon, check your settings. Make sure the settings are right with that little gear, little cog. Make sure it's set right.
Yeah. Okay, well, while he is working on that, I thought we would get into our 10 things that AI says are the worst. I don't know. How did I word it? Can I get a list of the top 10 current events affecting the United States today? Top 10 current events. Number 1.
Can I say something real quick before you get into that real quick?
No. Yeah, no good.
I had a doctor's appointment today, and of course, you know, they most of them they weigh you at the beginning of it. I am now down to 252 pounds, when just a couple months ago I was right at 3 or a little over 300 pounds, and wearing a size 48.
You lost fucking 50 fucking pounds, dude.
I'm down to wearing a pant size of 42 34s.
So I could take you in a fight maybe now? Because before you were goddamn scary, just so you know.
Everyone says that because everyone just sees me as a big fucking mountain.
Well, you're taller than me and you weigh 300 fucking pounds, dude. Or you did.
Yeah, back when I met you, I weighed over 300. I was more like 350.
Yeah,
but no, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm down to 252.
Yeah, bro. I'm only like 20 or 30 pounds less than you, so.
I'm trying to get back down to the weight I was when I was working in the oil field. I was about 210.
Oil.
I haven't seen 300 pounds since high school.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, same here.
Yay.
I'm 315 at 6'6".
Damn.
Hey, you're 6'6", you fucking Bigfoot ass.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've gone the opposite way of that one. I've gained about 15 pounds in the last month or so.
Dude, depending on the week, I'm down 5 pounds, I'm up 10 pounds, I'm down 15, I'm up 5 more, you know.
I know in February I was at 270, now I'm down to 258.
When I first weighed, when I got there, I was like 262 or so. And then I took all the crap off and took off my everyday carry and went weighing myself. And that just shows that I have like 10 pounds of crap on me that I carry around.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. 10 pounds of shit.
Well, you got to factor in the clothing too.
My EDC, my keys. I think that's about it. A lighter, sometimes, for reasons. For 420 reasons.
But no, I was ecstatic when I saw that.
Well, that's good, man. Congratulations. All right, let's hit our top 10 fucking things going on in the fucking country, or however I fucking worded it. Immigration policy changes and protests is number 1. Number 2, economic slowdown concerns. Number 3, Trump's tax and spending bill. Number 4, the Supreme Court rulings on social issues. Number 5, mass shootings and violent incidences. Number 6, foreign policy tension with Iran. Number 7, federal workforce layoff and restructuring. I don't give a shit about that. Number 8, state-level social policy shifts. We'll go into all of these. Number 9, climate and infrastructure challenges. Whatever the fuck that fucking means. We'll find out in a minute. And number 10, public health and election integrity concerns. It's funny how the 2024 election happens. We'll start there. And Trump won. And now all the Democrats are worried about election integrity. But if you back up 4 years, and by the way, there was a survey that showed that basically 50% of the country would like to see 2020 investigated to see if there's any foul play. That's 50% of the population who believes that there could be something to look at in the 2020 election. And they wanted to say that the whole January 6th thing was because people wanted to overthrow the government. It's like, no, you guys missed the story intentionally again. And, yeah. Oh, here it worked. It worked.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it worked.
Testing. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
We can hear you now.
Okay, I had my settings turned off in the computer.
See, I knew that you had to figure it out, and I couldn't. Whatever it is, it's something you got to just figure out, bro. Like, sorry, man. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Did you want to talk about that story I sent you on Discord?
Yeah, sure, man.
Okay, let me figure out how to send the link here. I'll send it in the private chat. All right. So apparently a guy, his this lady's son called the suicide hotline when everyone was asleep, and it got routed to 911, and deputies came without lights or sirens and knocked on the door and woke the people up. So the guy hears someone banging on his door at like 1:30 in the morning, so he answers it with a gun, and they light him the fuck up.
Damn.
And yeah, it kind of sucks. I've had several bad experiences with this. Oh, I kind of buried the lead. This happened less than a mile from my house last night. And I've had, on 2 different occasions, the sheriff department come to my door in the middle of the night for the same reason. One time it was the wrong address. One time I yelled at a customer service lady over a bill, but because she was in it was the medical bill, so she called the sheriff and told him that I was threatening to kill myself or something. I wasn't even at the house when that happened. That's a different story. Luckily, no one got hurt because these are the same ass clowns in the same department. But yeah, it could have easily been me. Like, wrong address has happened to me before. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah.
It does happen more often than I think people would like to admit, because I don't know, like if this happened to, no offense to anybody, but a black guy in a black neighborhood or whatever, it would be front page news everywhere. They'd be talking about it. Everyone would know his name. But when it happens to just like a white dude or a Hispanic dude or a Asian dude or whatever, you don't get that same response. So a lot of these get swept under the carpet without even being heard. You know, like you never even hear about it. And on a different note, if you got fucking your door knocked on at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, what are the odds that you're bringing a gun with you?
100%.
Damn near 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
So I think that cops should be expecting that to some extent. You don't just get to open fire. Like, you got to have a reasonable, articulable fucking whatever that someone's going to like do something that's going, you know, and them just having a gun because they're answering the door at 2 o'clock in the morning to some police fucking pounding on the door seems pretty reasonable to me, you know?
Yeah, they could easily say, hey, you know, we're here to check on everybody. You don't need that, you know, we're the police. Instead of just him opening the door and they fucking turn him into Swiss cheese. That's bullshit.
My advice
Not everybody's out to get them.
Yeah, my advice would be to not answer the door in the middle of the night. Maybe go to the door and yell at the people on the other side, but don't open it.
Yeah, that or look out the window.
If it's the police and they have a warrant, they don't need to knock. They're going to come in, right?
Yeah.
So answering the door doesn't help you there. And if they don't have a warrant, you shouldn't talk to them because that's just the way it works. Like, you just don't say shit. They don't know shit. They can't charge you with shit. So don't talk to the police. So you shouldn't answer the door in that case. And if it's not the police, you should probably not answer the door in that case because they're not the police and they're knocking at your door at fucking 2 a.m. and who knows if there's someone hiding in the bush around the corner or something with a gun, or whatever the case is. So yeah, I think the answer is you leave the door locked at 2 a.m. when someone knocks on your door.
Yep, like with me, I am fortunate to have and disfortunate to have a window right next to my front door, so I can peek out it and see who's at it without opening the door.
Yeah, but can't they see you?
Well, yeah, because there's one time where cops came and knocked on my door it was like 9 or so at night, and I didn't open the door. I opened that window, and he was trying to get me to open the door. I was like, nope, I can talk to you right here through this window. And then he's asking a bunch of questions, and I'm like, I don't have to assist you in your investigation. And boy, that pissed him off.
So is this dude dead or what?
Last I heard, he was in the hospital. That's a video if you want to play. You don't have to, obviously, but if you got time, it's not that long. If you
County deputies are on leave tonight after shooting a man while on a call to this Wake County home. New at 6, WRAL went inside the house for a new perspective on what happened. That man is in the hospital tonight.
Yeah, a short time ago, his wife invited WRAL's Sean Gallagher inside to see her doorbell video of what happened. He joins us now live. And Sean, what did you see on that video?
Gerald, really a lot of confusion and chaos. She's not sharing that video publicly right now, but showed it to me in the moment her husband arrived at the door with his gun, clearly unaware that law enforcement was on the other side. And this is the aftermath of what happened next when those deputies responding to what they believed to be a suicide call saw a man with a gun and opened fire. The front of this home is forever changed, filled with gunfire.
5-7 shots and then a little break and some more.
A nearby neighbor tells me the commotion.
Man, that guy does all the meth.
Woke him up Tuesday morning before 2 a.m.
It sounded like they were shooting in the front door. I mean, I thought it was in our yard.
That guy lights his pipes from the bottom.
But it was across the street, a couple 100 feet away.
Shots fired, in unit.
Broadcastify radio traffic gives an idea of the chaotic moments after the shooting. Those gunshots hitting 32-year-old Brian Jacob Monroe. I spoke to his wife today off camera. She tells me her husband was trying to defend their home. Here's how everything played out. Around 1:30 this morning, a 22-year-old called the suicide hotline.
Complaining is the crisis line. Male subject called in and advised he was going to jump off the floor.
A call SBI says was transferred to...
Jump off the what? They live in a one-story building.
...to 911, sending 3
What?
Probably a bridge.
deputies to the home. Monroe's wife showed me part of the doorbell surveillance video.
It's like that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
But is not sharing that publicly. It appears the deputies do not have their red and blue lights on, and the videos she showed me, they did not announce themselves during their initial knock. So when they woke up, unaware her son called the suicide hotline, she says they assumed the worst, and her husband hopped out of bed with his gun, ready to defend their family. Initial reports said Monroe shot at the deputies. However, in their doorbell camera video, it does not appear he did. And the latest report from the State Bureau of Investigation does not indicate Monroe shot at all.
Shots fired, Blake. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Well, at least he gets a big paycheck.
Now, investigators have not identified any of the 3 deputies who were placed on leave, but one was treated and released from the hospital very shortly after. Monroe's wife tells me, though, her husband right now is unconscious, but she's optimistic he'll make a full recovery.
I hate when they say, like, oh, one officer was treated and released. Like, okay, treated for what?
He probably got shot by his own fucking people.
Twisted his ankle, maybe.
The sad fucking thing about this is they're going there because they supposedly are going to talk to a guy that's thinking about committing suicide. And as soon as someone answers the door, they're obliging to suicide.
Yeah, they can't commit suicide because we'll kill them.
Exactly.
It's fucking retarded.
If you try to commit suicide, we'll kill you. So don't try it. We'll kill you from it.
Less paperwork.
Suicide is illegal.
I think they probably expect it was one of those suicides like, oh, I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to kill others, but obviously it's not that type of way.
Just another case of suicide by a cop. He didn't even have a gun. Oh, wait.
Sprinkle a little crack on him.
Treated for
Speaking
diaper
of-
rash.
Speaking of
Exactly,
speaking
Randy.
of crack, speaking of crack, that guy that they interviewed, he tried to buy a car from me one time, and he test drove it, and he nodded off while he was driving it, and we ended up kind of in the ditch, and I did not sell him the car.
So I was right. He was
Jesus.
doing drugs. See, I just
Yeah,
look
right.
at
He smokes
look
all
at
the
someone,
drugs.
like, yep, you do fucking drugs, bro. I can tell.
Yeah.
Small world.
I
The
wish
fucking
you'd had
NSB says the
dash
cop
cam.
was treated for diaper rash, probably.
Maybe an acorn fell and scared him.
Exactly.
He had a toothache.
Dude, we fucking we went to a parent-teacher conference one time, and it was me, the two kids, and my ex. We went together. And we're at the front desk, and I think I've told the story before. The guy like greeting us, I just get like a fucking child, like a chomo vibe from this guy, you know.
Uh-huh.
And we get the paperwork from him. We hear where we have to go from him. We walk away from him. And I say to my kids and my ex, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was some joke about him being a child molester, you know? Because I just caught a child molester vibe off of him, and I was, you know, pointing out the obvious, as I do.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, 1 month later, the newspaper had his picture, and both the kids were like, Dad, you were right. He was a molester.
You hexed him, Honda.
He had a whole bunch of child porn on his computer, on his school computer or whatever, of course, you know.
Of course, use the computer. They can
They
check
should
it first.
introduce that guy to the wood chipper.
I
That's
was
where
gonna
he
say with
belongs.
that kind of foresight, you should have played the lottery.
Yeah, right.
It's not about playing the lottery. It's about looking at someone and being like, I know you're not supposed to judge people, but you look at someone and just judge them. I judge the fuck out of people. I do it every fucking day. I don't like, I'm not saying like, oh, if you're black or whatever, you know, it's not like a race thing. It's an individual thing, like how you carry yourself, the way you speak, what clothes you're wearing, what jewelry you have on, what you're interested in, whatever it is that's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it all adds up to me judging you. And I judge everybody.
I know, yeah, they call that profiling, but some people say that's wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what you call it, but like at work, right? Like, this table's gonna be a pain in the ass. And when I think someone's gonna be a pain in the ass, 9 times out of 10, they're a pain in the ass. Sometimes I'm wrong. A good 10% of the time I'm wrong. You know? And if you judge people, snap judgments on people, 10% of the time you're gonna be wrong. But that also means that like 90% of the time you're gonna be fucking right. So
Now, how many of those customers say that you're the asshole?
I mean, I try not to treat anybody different, you know, like, you know,
I'm just
give everyone the benefit of the doubt and like allow that 10% to show itself, because if you do automatically go down that hole of like, I judged you and now I'm going to treat you like how I judged you because I've already come to conclusions about you, that's a little far. But it, like judging someone and having precautions, judging someone and having, you know, measures in mind for what may be coming next from that person, I think is prudent.
Unfortunately, I did predict a little girl was going to get diddled, judging by the people she was raised around, and it happened.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
But the guy is in prison now for it, so
Thank Jesus.
so that's
Yeah, but
What would you do, Honda, if everyone on the panel right now was to show up at one of your tables? Would you just walk away and say, fuck that?
Probably, because you're a bunch of weird ass looking motherfuckers, bro. Like,
And we'd run you ragged, bringing us more ranch.
I'd have someone else take the table. Like, oh man, I'm almost off of my shift. And shit, do you just want to take that table?
We'd be like, Honda, we need you, Honda.
People are usually like, yes, they'll take the table. So
Then you get out to your motorcycle and it's just covered in ranch soda.
well, also in Colorado, we have this thing called right to refuse service. So,
checkmate. You got
we got that too.
Technically, and it can be for any reason other than immutable ones. So it can't be like, oh, Leo and Shot Red, get the fuck out, but the rest of you, you know, like it can't be based upon an immutable characteristic such as your race or your sexual orientation.
Or disability.
But if you are speaking rudely, or if you are not meeting a dress code, or if you're whatever it is, you know, like it can be any fucking actual reason, we have the right to refuse service. Now, that doesn't mean that the restaurant will refuse service, but the server can refuse service. So they can go to a different waiter in the restaurant and be like, oh, well, you know, Honda is refusing these people service. Will you take care of them? And they have to ask. And then the other server has to be like, yes or no. And if they say no, then you have to get out because no one's going to take care of you. I mean, maybe a manager would do it, I guess, at that point, but I've never actually seen that happen.
I was going to ask that, unless you're like the only one in the Waffle House or something.
The big
I've
town
seen
that
people get kicked out for sure, but that's a little different than just getting refused service, you know?
the big town that I go to, you know, where you want to go out and eat and all that stuff, they have lists on the windows that if you're wearing this color hat or this and that, do not come in the restaurant. They will not allow you in.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Can I wear Raiders?
Probably not. Can't wear
I've
any
heard a
team
policy
sport.
where, like, okay, like if you're one of those people that I have judged as someone who I don't want to take care of because you're probably going to treat me like shit and you're probably going to fucking not tip me, and you smell like weed like crazy, because some people just come in fucking like they just rolling around in a fucking pile of weed before they come inside or something. I don't know what the fuck they're doing in their car, right? I'll refuse them service. And then when my manager says why, like obviously he is under the influence of something and I'm not going to serve him anything else. It's against the law, technically. Like if he orders an alcoholic beverage and you smell marijuana on that person, it is against the law to fucking serve them a drink.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Now, is that the federal law or is that Colorado's law?
As far as I understand, that is, I think that's a Colorado law.
Oh, okay. That's surprising since it's
But
friendly there.
I think it's a very
Interesting.
common interpretation of the law, which is that you're not allowed to serve someone who's under the influence, right?
Okay.
So if you serve someone until they're drunk and then you give them another drink after they're drunk, then you have broken the law, technically. I don't know if it's
Or
a
it's
law
some way.
or if it's just an ordinance or if it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they would charge you with, or if it's just like they'd fire you, or if there's some fine that goes with. I'm unclear about that.
Okay, the drinking one I get, but the funny thing is with the weed one, I'm surprised you could do that there because over here they don't give a fuck almost, and there's way too many people
Usually we
smell
don't
like
give a
weed.
fuck over here, but technically, if you're following the letter of the law, it'd be the same thing as if I went to the bathroom and saw you doing cocaine in the bathroom, and then you come out of the bathroom and I've told the managers about the cocaine use in the bathroom, and you order a drink and they allow you to drink it. Now there's like liabilities for the restaurant. Like if something happens to you, like they served you a drink after knowing that you were on cocaine and you die or something, I don't know, your family could sue, or I'm not sure what the fucking consequences would be, but
I mean, that's good that even in a weed friendly place, you guys still have an option to do that. I didn't figure you did, but that is good to cover your ass.
Well, I do know because I've heard several people getting arrested for over serving someone alcohol, and it led to something or whatnot, and the bartenders actually go to jail for it because it's like knowingly contributing to, I don't remember the wording, but there's a fine and they get arrested for it.
well, you don't get arrested here, but you would be fined. You would lose potentially the liquor license of the place that, okay, like let's say I work for a bar, right? Someone comes in, I overserve them, they get in their car, they leave, they get in a car accident, they kill somebody, right? Happens all the time. Fucking the family can fiscally go after me for serving him the drinks. They can go after the bar for allowing him to leave without getting him a cab. They can go. They can use the state to go after the license of the establishment, and then there's fines and fees and bullshit that you have to deal with. So basically, like, you get fired from your job when this happens. I've seen it happen to somebody before. You get fired from your job. You get a $10,000 fine or something like that from the state.
Jesus.
You get slapped with a lawsuit from the family, which means that you also have to get a lawyer on top of everything. So not only do you not have income anymore,
you're financially fucked.
$1 pending bill that you have to pay. I mean, pending litigation. And yeah, you need a lawyer to fight against the lawsuit that's now slapped on you. It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. And it's like, did you drink? No. Did you get in the car? No. Did you hit that person and kill them? No. Are you being held liable because they can? Because some Alcoholics Anonymous mothers decided that a good way to like punish people would be to punish the bartender for fucking serving you the drink. And to some extent, I agree with that, right? If like you're blatantly, grossly negligent and just over serving the fuck out of someone and like handing them their keys and wishing them a good fucking drive on their way home. Yeah, okay, maybe I could see that. But I mean, in a big fucking establishment, it's hard to keep track of people. And you know, if there's multiple bartenders at multiple bars, like who knows how many drinks someone's had by the time they come up to you. So you just have to make a snap judgment again based upon what's in front of you, which is the behavior of the person and the way that they speak and the slur of the speech and the way that they carry themselves. And can you figure out the credit card machine and that kind of thing, you know? And if you can't figure out that shit and you're slurring your speech and you give them the drink anyway, well, then that was your fucking sign. That was your clue to not do it. And you did it anyway. And then you're fucking liable because you were just busy and you didn't pay attention enough to someone who slurred his speech a little bit when he came up to get a drink. And now you're fired from your job. You're sued for $10,000, or you're sued and you got a $10,000 fine on top of everything. And if you go to another job, here's the kicker, is like you're in the industry, right? So okay, like I got to get another job, so let me go to a different bar and get a job at a different bar as a bartender. Okay, where was the last place you worked? Let's call your fucking previous employer. Why weren't you working there anymore? Oh, because of that? Well, we're not going to hire him. So now you can't even find a job unless you go to like fucking, I don't know, work in a factory or something.
The biggest problem I see with that is there's way too much overlap between being too drunk to drive and not drunk enough to be cut off, because I have been cut off before. And there's a big overlap, you know, too drunk to drive, being cut off.
Well, and then here's the other thing too. Let's say I am a bartender and I am relying on the tips of the patrons who come in to pay my bills and feed my children, and you get too drunk and I cut you off, and you've got a big tab, which is a big portion of my night, technically, of my sales or whatever, right? Like I've got like $1,000 in sales, and $100 of it, 10% of my night is you. And you don't tip me because I cut you off. Well, now instead of going home with $200 in my pocket, I'm going home with $160. Right. Yeah. So
yeah, could they come after like you as a bartender for like accessory to like vehicular homicide or some shit? I don't know if that's a thing, but because you contributed the alcohol to the guy and the guy went out and, you know, got into a car accident.
I don't know what the there's some like restaurant charge thing that they give you, and then you're held liable, so they can sue you basically. Is what it is.
I just wasn't sure if you'd get, you know, charged along with the driver for killing somebody.
I mean, you definitely getting a write up.
Funny.
Don't go on your permanent record.
Yeah, that's kind of guaranteed right
there. So what do you guys think about the protest? Are the protests even still going on? The fucking No Kings protests and whatever fucking protest was going on? Or did that kind of get lost in the whole Iran thing?
Yeah, not around me.
Yeah, it just sort of faded away.
Yep.
It's almost like they ran out of funding through USAID fucking, you know, funnels or whatever.
Right.
They ran out of
Soros
funding,
didn't
or
send
they're
the
like
check.
saving it for the next big thing, you know, for the Antifa,
Well, I'm sure they're going to protest on July 4th. If they don't, that'll surprise me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, just watch your ass.
My
Okay, I'm
pastor
kind
was
of curious.
talking about
Who knows what's
the
gonna
No
happen?
Kings protest
Well,
this past Sunday.
I'll
well, I
be
was
at
gonna ask
work
this.
on the 4th.
Have y'all had any weird? I guess it's just me over here in this area. I think they've been putting more little bans on fireworks. Haven't happened with y'all any recently?
No,
no,
but has it
we're-
been
we're-
dry where you're at?
Kind a bit, but it's obviously the city I live in, they're gonna do it, and some of us do have illegal fireworks. But it's like I noticed they're trying to do that everywhere too. Long Beach, somewhere in Orange County. So I don't know what they're trying to do. So I can see it being like a I can see them being like, oh, we gotta save the environment, or when you use the drone fireworks, and most people don't like that shit. I don't like it.
Dude, I remember during the COVID lockdown, there was I don't know if it was a drone shot or a fucking plane landing or something over Los Angeles during the 4th of July, like
That
while
was
the sun was
crazy.
going down. And it was like every single block had their own little miniature block party with their own fucking fireworks show shooting off fucking. And it was the biggest fireworks show I've ever seen as far as like how widespread and massive it was. And it was Los Angeles.
Yep. That was
I saw
awesome
it.
to see, though.
Yep.
So just because
good.
It was
Oh,
encouraging to
sorry,
see
go
that.
ahead.
It was like the country had been locked down for so long at that point, and then
Mhm.
you see a place like Los Angeles stepping up and being like, "Fuck your rules, we're going to set off fireworks." You know? It was
Yeah.
cool.
That's pretty much what it was.
Anything that leaves the ground is illegal in North Carolina. So I actually came back from yesterday. I went to South Carolina to buy all the good
That's
fireworks
right.
and smuggle them back across the border.
That's right, because we
Hey,
shoot them
Hey,
and
no,
sell them
You're
24/7.
from South Carolina, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
no, they
I
put a
went
ban like
to
in South Carolina.
We have South Carolina
no, they
fireworks
got
stores.
yeah.
See,
I
we
went
go
to
we go
the
to
Palmetto
Wyoming
State.
because
I went
Wyoming.
to Palmetto State Armory while I was down there too.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I bought like 60 rounds of ammo.
Where the
I didn't really
Greenville
got my-
store?
and stuff.
The Greenville store, Colleen?
No, the shoot, what's it called? Florence.
Oh, okay, yeah, Florence. Okay.
There's a
Yeah, I went and
fireworks
stopped.
stand about 15 minutes from my house that got robbed today of like tens of
Jeez.
thousands of dollars of fireworks.
Oh,
And
wow.
then
Two items?
I don't know, but I know the news camera people, they went and was doing a story on them, and there was hundreds of people that went and bought fireworks from other stands to go donate to them so they could resell them.
Well, that's
So
cool.
they
In an
there's
unrelated
like a-
story, Corey has a huge amount of fireworks for some reason. Doesn't make sense given his income, but
No, I was at a doctor's appointment in Fort Worth when that happened.
I was wondering how I got that flyer
has
for
corroborating
Corey's
witnesses.
You fuckers are gonna get my door
I
kicked
got my-
in.
here in Colorado, like basically everything's illegal. We can have like sparklers and bullshit, you know. But if you drive to Wyoming, which is only a couple hours away, like 3 hours away and then back, so 6-hour drive, and you can have whatever you want. And if you drive right across the border, like literally you cross the border, the first thing that you see are fireworks stands because they know what they're fucking doing. They know why they're
Oh,
there.
yeah. That's the same here in South Carolina.
I got my fireworks taken from me one time by the police, but I didn't bitch and complain because at the time I was already out on bond, so I didn't say shit. I was like, "Hey,
God damn,
go
Leo.
ahead, take it."
Fucking hitting all
You
the
know damn well they shot those fireworks
Yes.
off.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, you know they did. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have laws where we could buy in state, but we couldn't actually shoot them off in state, which was stupid. But they changed
What
that
the
like the last
fuck?
couple of years now. Yeah, it was super retarded because we all knew we were shooting them off illegally anyway.
That just sounds like
I
entrapment.
think it's anything that leaves the
does.
ground here is illegal.
I beat that case, by the way. Just you know, so.
Sure.
Yeah, North Carolina is so much different than South Carolina. It's crazy.
Virginia's worse.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe it. I got a brother-in-law that's from South
South
Carolina.
Carolina's better than North Carolina, or what?
Fuck yeah.
A lot of the laws are better.
What's better about North Carolina? You guys should fight.
Nothing.
We got a lot of basketball teams up here that people like to argue about.
I will say the Outer Banks is a lot better than Dirty Myrtle.
Last time I've been to South
yeah.
Carolina, it was in the 80s, so that's how long it's been.
Well,
I've
North
never been to
Carolina
Grandma
just
had a trailer.
North Carolina just knocked down constitutional carry where South Carolina has it.
Yep.
I had a
Yeah,
layover
well,
in
the
Charlottesville
Republicans.
once, but that's all the Carolina that I've been in.
The what? What'd you say
The
again?
Republican, huh?
I didn't hear Honda. What'd you say?
Is Charlottesville in Carolinas? In one of the Carolinas?
No, that's Virginia.
That's Virginia.
No,
Charlotte
never
is
mind.
in North
I've never actually been to the
Carolina.
Carolinas then. Never mind.
Charlotte's in North Carolina, but not Charlottesville.
Yeah, Charlottesville is Virginia.
Yeah, I said Charlotte, not Charlottesville.
Oh, that's
I
in
thought you said-
North Carolina, but it's right at the border.
Okay, then I have been to the Carolinas, but it was just for a fucking layover flight. And I ate some
yeah, that
fucking
airport.
food at the airport, and it made me feel like really not feel very good. And the women treated me like shit there, like the black ladies who worked at that place. Because I asked her for some napkins, and she looked at me like I punched a baby.
Shit.
That sounds exactly
airport's
like
up.
Charlotte Douglas International. I can believe that.
So that was an experience.
Yep. You were about 2 hours away from me.
That was when I was flying back from January 10th, 2021.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were that close. I'd have rode up there and seen you. It's not a far drive.
When I stayed in what's the name of that town? Fucking something Maryland. God damn it! It's like it's
Baltimore.
the closest town in Maryland to fucking DC, pretty much. Because the hotel was just so much cheaper. But then I had to take a fucking
Baltimore.
Uber every time I wanted to get to DC and back, so it ended up like eating up all of the price difference. I should have just stayed in DC. That was a whole waste of a trip.
I visited Baltimore before, and I'm disturbed of how close how I could be there in a day, like how close that place is to my house, because that place sucks so bad.
Ain't it infested with rat?
Yeah.
Is it just like The Wire?
I've only been
there's a lot of areas there. It's just like The Wire. Yeah.
What I found crazy was like, okay, you hop in the car, you're driving outside of DC, like you're inside the city, boom, you hit a line and it's just like woods, right? And the woods, if you look to the right of the car as you're driving, it looks exactly like the same woods that Mel Gibson was in The Patriot when he's like fighting the dudes and his sons are there and he like hops out from behind the tree and screams at the guys and then the red coats shoot at him and then he fucking shoots another one of them. You know what I mean? It's like that whole battle scene was like filmed in those woods. It's crazy.
I think that's just what our East Coast woods look like generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Let's see that.
I'm not from there, and the woods don't look like that here.
No, Colorado definitely has superior woods.
I like California woods honestly more than Colorado woods because the trees are taller.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest, man, all that area, absolutely.
Like we were looking at the giant redwood wood trees on Google Maps or whatever, Google Earth. Like, oh my god, dude, it's like fucking crazy how big those. And like some of those trees, they started growing when Jesus was alive.
Yep. It is insane, especially when you can drive your car through them. I've done that.
I still ain't never been up that part of the area. I've been to other woods around California, but not that one yet.
Man, the place where they filmed the Goonies, man, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yep, Leo was right about that.
I like that movie. That brings me back to childhood, the simpler time when I wasn't concerned about the woes of the world and the concerns of being an adult and paying the bills and dealing with exes and children and things.
Yep.
My God, man, how far we have fallen since then.
The good old days.
The ideals and ideas that we had when we were children of what adventures we might have once we had the power to choose for ourselves when our parents no longer held us down. And what did we do with that freedom? What did we do? What did you do? I did a lot.
Squandered it.
I honestly did a lot. I probably did too much.
You know, we technically have more rights and stuff we do now right now, like with gun laws and stuff. But back then, it just seemed like it was freer than it is now. It's crazy.
Tito Spumoni remembers it. It was the Jakey Hotel where I was screaming Aloha snack bar for. Here's $20 on to say it louder. And I was like, all right, fuck it.
Will do.
What are they going to do? Kick me out?
God, thank God you didn't go on the wrong fucking day.
Oh, bro, I think about that fairly often.
I'm sure you do.
Because it was a coin flip.
Yep.
I had looked into it. The flight from Colorado, from Denver to DC and back was like ridiculously cheap for both days for some reason. Right? Like normally it was like $160, but if you wanted to go on January 6th or January 20th at or around those dates, it was like $80 for a round trip ticket.
It's probably because all that shit was planned and they wanted as many people there as possible so they could fucking lock them up.
So I was like, bro, I have to go for that. I mean, it was buying it 6 months in advance, granted. Or it wasn't maybe like 4 or 5 months in advance. I don't remember exactly. But certainly we didn't know what January 6th was going to be. And it was a choice between either the inauguration of whoever wins the election that hasn't happened yet, or I guess Trump's having some kind of a rally on the 6th for some reason. I just heard about it. It was just like a new thing that they just started talking about when I bought that ticket. And I went on a chat and I was like, I don't know, man, which one should I do? I'm going to do one of them, one or the other.
I remember that chat too.
Yep, same here.
And I was like, yo, well, what do you guys think? What's going to be crazier? Because I want to have, I remember even saying this, like I want to record crazy shit so I have good content for the channel. Because I want to grow the channel. I want people to fucking, you know what I mean?
Yep, when we told you to go on the 20th.
And everyone overwhelmingly said the 20th would be a crazier day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy. I mean, there was 10,000 fucking National Guard troops and fucking 12-foot tall fucking steel fences surrounding the entire Capitol. Like, they just had that shit ready to go for some reason. And I got to witness that, but...
What's cheap because of the traffic exactly
the National Monument or the Lincoln Memorial or the fucking cemetery. What's it called?
Arlington.
Yeah. Because all of it was fucking cordoned off. You couldn't get anywhere. So that kind
we
of...
would have had to sell. We would have had to sell T-shirts with your face on it to raise legal funds if you went the wrong day.
Yep. Adam said he would have put some money on his commissary.
Free little Honda.
I would need some money for my
boy. You did nothing wrong.
And who would feed my children, by the way? Like all this shit that my ex pulled on me recently in the last like fucking year or two. I've just been like, oh, the kids just have to deal with that on their own and there's nothing I can do to help. Like, fuck that, dude. Oh my God.
No,
we're taking Honda's ding dongs and ho hos out there.
We definitely would not let your kids starve.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, well, I do have the luck of, like, some kind of luck on my side. I don't know what it is. But, knock on something. I've had pretty good luck in my life, in general.
Survivalist.
And pretty bad luck, too. I've had quite a bit of luck on both sides of the luck fucking spectrum.
Well, it's kind of like, depends how you look at it. Sometimes the guy that gets hit by the truck and survives with just a broken arm feels lucky. Another guy look at it says he was unlucky because he got run over by a truck, you know?
Mm-hmm. I've always said if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever had like an inclination about something like, hey, everyone's going to go over here to this thing. Do you want to go too? And then the voice in your head says, no, don't go. No,
Yeah.
don't go. And then you're like, shut up, voice. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, all right, let's go. And then something terrible happens. Has that ever happened to you?
Yep.
Yes.
Or have you ever had the no, don't go, no, don't go, and so then you don't go, and then something terrible would have happened to you.
Yep.
I usually get
January
that.
6th, someone was trying to get me to go with them. I talked him out of it too.
I don't know, man. I think there's probably levels to reality that we don't have scientific proof of quite yet, or whatever, or some sort of quantum entanglement that we can't quite understand yet, or whatever the fucking case is. But if you have a voice in your head, and I've used this in my life as a general rule because I've ignored that voice before and paid the consequences. Like if I'm getting ready to go for a motorcycle ride and the voice is like, dude, don't go. You know what I do? I take my helmet off, I take my gear off, and I get my keys from my car. Like I listen to the voice, man. Maybe it'll steer me wrong sometime, and maybe I'm being superstitious, Maybe I would have been fine on that motorcycle ride, and I'm just fucking being a psycho. I'm not sure.
Oh no! I mean, I get it because when I was in high school, one day I was playing baseball, and for some reason I had this strong inkling something bad was going to happen to me that day, and I kept ignoring it, and it just kept growing stronger and stronger and stronger. And then what happened? I fucking got hit by a 90-mile-an-hour pitch and broke my fucking arm.
Yep, you should have called out sick.
And I was in a cast from hand to shoulder.
How did you wipe your butthole?
At least you put a batter on.
Because I always find I need like one hand to kind of spread and then the other hand to wipe.
Well, I broke my left arm, and that's the hand I wipe with, so that was pretty damn difficult.
So you got to spread and wipe with the same hand. So that hand's just getting dirty, bro.
Damn, if you
Oh, that's when you call the nurse for that.
And you know that you're. Oh, well, how long is you have a fucking cast on? You're gonna call a nurse for fucking 6 weeks while you take shits?
There.
6 weeks of shits there, Shot Red. You think of that?
That's why God made water.
Yeah, I guess you just take a shower every time. That's what you do.
And man-made soap.
Take a shower and waffle, stomp it down the drain.
Fucking wand, the shower wand thing.
Stop it down the drain.
I mean, you just proving a point for me to get a bidet more.
I never liked the thought of a bidet because,
And at least you put another batter on first. So.
And then the fucking
I was
bidet water shoots everywhere, and it'd be one thing if it was my bidet and it was my shit water, but if it's like random people's shit water on the bidet that's now shooting shit water up my butt too.
Ew. And having it tickle
Also,
in the
is
process.
water warm or cold? Because if it's cold water, I'd probably jump up off that seat.
No, it's like warm
There's a lot of different types.
I would
imagine the cold water. Good grief.
Maybe people like
This
that.
chat has officially gone fucking downhill. We're talking about warm shit water now. Congratulations.
Did you ever finish the list? I don't think you finished the list.
I finished the going over the list, the overview of the list, but we never actually went back into the list and hit the meat. We started to talk about the immigration issue, which was the first one on the list. But I don't think we're going to get through the list because we've got, 20 minutes left? And I mean, we could talk about the economic downturn or slowdown that's happening right now, potentially, with GDP being what it is, and like the price of the dollar being what it is, and the index is lower than it's ever been since like the 1970s as far as international trade with other currencies between us and the dollar so that's going on. And there's a little concern there, and everyone's thinking like, well, it's just a slowdown, it's just a sign of this or that, or it's like the fucking, straw that breaks the camel's back, and we're about to fucking all have a real bad day. So,
or we could just go back to talking about warm shit water tickling your butthole.
Yeah.
Apparently, that conversation.
Apparently, the big beautiful bill is going to add $4 trillion to the national debt.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, Elon Musk is so pissed about it. Like, wouldn't you be pissed? Because he fucking took his like life's earnings and reputation and all of the hits from the media and leftist personalities and whoever else, and like the attacks on Teslas and Tesla owners and Tesla stock, and like all of the regulations and stuff that they started looking into him, and they were gonna like fucking like the Biden administration started looking into fucking Elon Musk, and if Trump hadn't won, they were definitely going to fucking find a reason to charge him with something, right?
And then the Senate
and he put all of that on the line, and then fucking got rid of a couple $100 million worth of annual spending, like pretty good job of what he did. And the Republicans were like, sweet, that means we can spend that money instead of them. Now we can put that money towards our programs. It's like, oh my God, dude, you're missing the fucking point.
Right.
Like, I think they refunded some of the Doge cuts too.
Yeah.
I mean, the point is that like the debt as it is an existential threat to the country that will eventually kill us all and starve us all to death and put our children in the street if we don't solve it. It's basically, arguably, the biggest problem that we are facing currently as a country today is the national debt and what's going to happen with that. And if we just keep spending money and whistling past the graveyard, then we're going to get exactly what I just said, which is not good. It's not good. It's an existential threat to the future of our country, to the point where if we don't solve it, there will be no country. There'll still be people.
Here to think that the Revolutionary War was started over a 2% tax increase, and we got all this shit going on, and we're just the population is just taking it and taking it and taking it, not doing nothing about it.
I mean, unfortunately, we live in a democratic system that would fucking slap us down and destroy us, and we've seen it happen to other people, and they stand up against the system. What happens to them? So it's like, okay, I can stand up to the system and volunteer myself to be fucking the tall blade of grass that gets cut by the fucking lawnmower that keeps going over our heads, or I can keep my head down and feed my family.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the keep my head down and feed my family people are going to run into a situation where they've kept their head down and tried to feed their family until we're all getting fucking, So
during the revolution, we had leaders and people that stood up and had a certain portion of the people on their side and were there to take charge and everything. And now it's like all of our leaders are just, the shit we have in Congress and the Senate.
Yeah, they're just there to enrich themselves. They don't care.
Yeah, they're all greedy motherfuckers.
Did I read this from MSB 9021?
No.
I just pulled it up like an idiot. Okay, I'm sorry. MSB 9021, it says, the voice spoke to me and I ignored it. And then I was married. I read it and I laughed myself, and then I was like, oh, I read that, but I didn't actually read it out loud. I just read it internally. I'm sorry, man. That's funny.
Going back to the voice thing, I think the chat might have been skipping. Did y'all hear when I said that someone was trying to get me to go to January 6th? And
yeah.
I listened to the voice. Yeah. Okay, I could.
Yeah.
It sounded like three people were talking at the same time, so I didn't know if y'all heard me or not.
Yeah, that happens here. It does. People just talk, and it's not their turn, or it is their turn, or I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on.
I try not to do that, but sometimes it's hard.
Well, it depends on.
Excited. See?
Sorry, it just depends on the device you're on, and because there's a delay.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, there's definitely a good second and a half delay that fucks up the conversation sometimes.
Yeah,
like me.
Where's the picture of wife?
Sometimes the Wi-Fi cuts out at my place.
Picture of the wife.
Oh, that's the dog. Is the it's like, where's the picture? Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So what else was on the list? I forget. Economic
Well,
slowdown, Trump's
speaking
tax spending bill. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, my bad. Speaking of the immigration thing, just real quick, what do you guys think of the alligator Alcatraz?
I'm all for it.
Pro.
I think it's funny. I
I'm
think it's
for
like
it, but
kind of designed to piss off the liberals, which makes me laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it took like a week to create it.
they don't need so many people manning it and security and everything because, you know, they got the fucking gators and pythons and shit to fucking guard the shit. So, you know, it's kind of like that TV show Fire Country where the prisoners are trying to do something to get back into the society, and they're doing the fire camp, and there's no gates or barbed wire or fencing or anything. They're just trusted. You know, here they don't have to worry about that because they got fucking critters that'll eat them if they try to escape.
Did you guys see the AI video of the alligators with the ice hats singing "Ice Ice Baby"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, AI's out of
forgot about
control
that.
these days, man. There's so many things that AI does. It's like, holy fuck, bro.
Yeah, but the scary thing is that shit's getting so hard to tell the difference of real and fake that it could get to a point where they could literally fake, you know, a bombing, fake an assassination, or fake whatever, and it's so so realistic, you are gonna know if it's real or fake, and that's scary.
Did you ever see the movie Wag the Dog?
No.
No.
Really good movie from the late 90s, I believe, about how the White House uses the media to drum up fake support for fake things that fake happen. It's kind of it's a really interesting movie, actually.
Yeah, it's really good.
It kind of reminds me of that one Die Hard movie. Was it Live Free or Die Hard, where they showed the video on TV of was it the White House or State Capitol or something exploding, and everyone believed it until they went outside and saw the building still standing.
I've only seen the first two. I need
You've
to
never
have a
seen Die Hard
marathon
with a
one day and
Vengeance?
watch them all. I
They're
need
all
to have a
good.
marathon one day and watch them all in a row.
The
Die Hard with a Vengeance is the best one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
The last Die Hard that they made with Jay Courtney, that one was very lacking and it wasn't that good.
That's the one I didn't see.
How old is fucking old? What's his name now?
Gibson?
Yeah, I think. I think he died.
No,
Who?
Bruce Willis is still alive, but he's got that
Yeah, he's
disease
too far
now that's
gone.
going to basically take him out.
Yeah, his brain's already fucked and he's like on memory care or some shit.
What is it, aphasia or something that he's got?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically like Alzheimer's mixed with something else.
Yeah.
It's not good. That's a rough way to go. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of actors, Eric Dane has ALS now.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But everyone dumped the ice buckets on their heads.
That'll fix it.
By the way, if you haven't watched that show Countdown yet, you should start. They dropped the first 3 episodes. It's really good. It's got Jason Nichols in it.
I still
Never
am
heard
not
of it.
sure what ALS is exactly.
It's Lou Gehrig's disease.
Okay. I still don't know what Lou Gehrig's disease is exactly.
It basically shuts down your body completely.
Yeah, it
it's
breaks.
what James Yeager died of, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also been a lot of
About
baseball
inflation.
players and stuff like that that have died of it over the years.
Something about inflammation of the brain or the nervous system or something, I think. Or that might be MS.
No, I think that's
it causes the nerve cells to start breaking down where you lose all function of your body. Like James Yeager, he started slurring because his tongue started messing up, and then I think it went to his organs then, and it started shutting them down.
Yeah, it just literally
Yeah,
it like keeps
ALS
your
is
body away.
ALS is neurodegenerative disease that affects motor functions and neurons firing.
Yeah. And then your organs start shutting down one by one.
Well, this has turned into a cheerful chat.
Well, it's better than warm poopy shit water up your ass.
Well, thanks
At
for
least
bringing
it's
us
a-
back there. I appreciate that.
At least it's a factual chat, though.
You're quite
I was
welcome, my
curious.
good sir.
I was curious on the topics we're going to talk about. What other ones is there?
Well, I got a question for you, Honda. The chat you did the other day, I kept asking in the chat, but you didn't see it apparently. What do you think of the Suzuki Boulevard? Fuck, what was the Presto? It was like 50T or something like that. B50T or something.
I don't really. Good. I don't. I'm not into cruisers, dude. So, any questions that you might have about cruisers? I don't really know very much about them, other than they're a cruiser.
I sent you a couple of examples of what I was looking into on your Discord messaging.
Well, I mean, I know what a Suzuki Boulevard is.
No, I know, but the first one I sent was I thought was real cool because I like how it's just white and everything's blacked out, and there's not a lot of chrome. I can't stand fucking chrome.
I mean, they look cool sometimes, but I'm more of like a functionality kind of guy, you know?
Right.
Like, I either want something that can go real fast and turn real hard and stop real good, or I want something that can go on any surface, anywhere, whatever, you know?
Yeah, my question with it was, is that kind of like a good beginner's bike, getting back in there riding and stuff like that, where it's not, too powerful, but it's not, also being a pussy. You know what I mean?
Well, the one thing I will say about the cruiser bikes that I do know for beginners is that they're very heavy. And so because they're heavy, they're not very beginner friendly. Because if you make a small mistake, the weight turns it into a big mistake, and then you're tipping your bike over. Usually slow speed type stuff, but generally you wouldn't have that if you have a lighter bike. If I was going to get that style of bike and I was a beginner, I would more look at like a Rebel 500.
Okay. Yeah, because I was looking at like the V Stars, the Vulcans, the Shadows. Because I like that style. Like the Suzuki Boulevards, that style of bike I really like.
The style of bike I really like.
Will a Rebel be big enough for Corey though? He's a big dude.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just like the way that these things look.
Maybe the 1100.
I like the look.
And it's a 500cc, so I mean they make about 40 horsepower, which is enough for a normal sized non-Sasquatch person to go on the highway and stuff. And being as you're down to 250 pounds now ish, like weight wise, I don't think it would be a problem. Maybe it would be a bit cramped for how tall you are.
Yeah. I just don't want nothing like real powerful where it's gonna fucking, take off and leave me there, or I don't want nothing.
But I would say though, like if you're looking for that style of the cruiser style of bike, and you're a beginner, I would look at these. I'm not saying it's the answer, but I would look at these.
Well, I haven't rode in 20 years, so it's not that I'm necessarily beginner. It's just been a long time.
Been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a boat. Step two. On time.
Man, bringing that song.
Hey, illegal.
5'8", 20H inseam, and the Rebel is cramped for me. So yeah, Dino, you're probably right. For Corey, and I didn't think about how fucking Sasquatch tall he is. I don't know, bro. Like that's the main thing: is go to a fucking shop and sit on some bikes. Go to a place that sells them. Sit on some Harley. Sit on some fucking whatever.
Oh yeah. I've always been a fan of Harleys, but I'm not gonna pay Harley money.
My brother's got a Harley Sportster. It's got a pretty low center of gravity.
I mean, I'm a big guy, and I used to fit fine on my Harley V-Rod before I sold it.
Did you see my video earlier today?
Sure did.
Where I was making fun of the Harley guy.
brother, hard on, brother.
I missed that one.
Well, he's in the fast lane. It's 75 is the speed limit. He's going like 80. You know, it's like, bro, get the fuck out of the fast lane. And he just sat there in the fast lane. Oh. I think the other thing that I always laugh at with the fucking Harley riders with the brothers is you have a vest on and you have sunglasses. You don't have a helmet.
Oh God.
You have sunglasses.
Stupid. So stupid.
So if you come off the bike for whatever reason, what is the vest going to do? First of all, what is it protecting? The vest that you're wearing? Oh, your torso is going to be semi-protected. Okay, what usually gets scraped up in a motorcycle accident? Your hands, your arms, your elbows, your knees, your hips, your butt, not your chest. I mean, it can happen, but yeah, it's just funny, dude. Like, what is the vest for? I don't know, dude. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
For style points. It's only for style points.
Exactly.
It's the style.
But no, I just wanted to ask you, Honda, because I know you're big into bikes and whatnot, and you know when it comes to that, I value your opinion on it. So that's why I was asking you.
My next bike's gonna be an Indian Roadmaster.
I would love an Indian.
I might get something close to what's on the screen, but I'm trying to figure out something.
I think you guys should all fucking abandon what you're thinking and get one of these instead. Hold on. Wait for it.
The reason I like the cruisers for one, but the reason I'm wanting one is because I can't hug a crotch rocket because my hip is so fucked up and I can't bend my leg certain ways. It'd be terribly uncomfortable. Where I can just on a cruiser, just sit back with my legs stretched out and just ride.
Great news. Okay, so the KLR, this bike is what I would suggest to anybody. Best new rider bike that there is, because the amount of power that it makes isn't crazy at all, but it makes enough to where you can ride it on the highway, you can ride it on the side streets, you can put different tires on it that'll make it go anywhere. As far as comfort goes while riding, your legs are stretched out, your arms are stretched out. You could put highway pegs on it and fucking stretch your legs out on the highway if you want to. Like, limitless possibilities that with this bike. And brand new, I think they're like $7,000.
Well,
brand new.
I do like that one right there that's bigger on the screen. That I can't tell what is that, gray or green. That looks fucking cool. I like the color and everything's blacked out.
Cool.
Yeah, this is like an army green.
So it's like a cross country bike. You could drive for long uses, huh?
Don't they vibrate a lot though? So some people don't like to ride them a lot because it's a single cylinder, so don't they kind of vibrate a lot?
No, I mean I have one. Mine is fine.
I've heard a couple people complain about that. So.
Yeah, well they're bitches. I don't know what the fuck to say.
Yeah, probably.
I know on the Rebel 300 they say that one vibrates a lot because it's a single.
Oh, I want to get that, dude. I want this BMW KLR sticker. You see that?
I didn't see it.
This thing right here. I want this.
Oh,
how do I get that as a sticker?
Well, It's funny you say that because I have also been looking at the BMW R1250.
That's a big bike, dude. Like, what do you want to use it for?
4-cylinder?
Basically doing what you do.
So that one, it's a 2-cylinder. It's not a 4-cylinder. It's a boxer twin.
2-cylinder. Yeah.
So it does have a very low, like, center of gravity. The thing about them is, though, like, because it's a heavier bike, taking it on certain trails makes it a little bit scarier to do. Like, the thought of dropping it and picking it back up and dropping it again and picking it up. Like, I can do that with the KLR. You saw how out of breath I was with the KLR.
Yeah, but
and that thing's fairly light and dual sporty, you know?
In my defense, the trails you go on are going to be way different than what I've got over here on the East Coast.
And if you're doing fire roads and dirt roads and stuff like that, yeah, you'd probably be just fine with that. The main thing I think is the tire size in the front. Like if you want to do off-road stuff, you want the 21-inch front tire. If you're doing mainly highway, like on-road stuff, you'd be better with a 17.
I agree with that.
But yeah, but those GSs are pretty nice, dude. Or those old Funduros, which were just basically a fucking BMW, like a KLR made by BMW. It's the same fucking thing, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I would highly recommend a dual sport of some kind, though. Like if you're new to riding and you want to get into it, like a Versys 300 or something, or like one of those Honda fucking CRF 300Ls, or a KLR 650, or a Versys 650 even, and you put some fucking knobbies on it, you can go anywhere on that bike. So there are some options out there. And you can get those, like the Versys used, you can find them for $2,000-$3,000 all day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those are great bikes, dude. Those are like, honestly, if you just want to have one bike to do everything, get a Versys 650. Because it won't be good at everything. It won't be the best at anything, but it'll be good enough at everything. You know what I mean?
Yep. You're welcome for bringing the chat around to something cool. It's bikes.
Yeah, well, you kept bringing it back to that one subject, so.
True. So I had to save it by bringing up bikes.
Well, all righty then. Well, we've been going an hour and a half, which is how long we normally go for the Second Amendment chat, which we reluctantly didn't talk very much about the Second Amendment today, but I use that as my prerogative to talk about whatever the fuck I want. It's my chat. If you don't like it, where is your chat? Where's your chat at? But I do appreciate everyone for being here. Any last minute thoughts?
Just keep paying attention to the big beautiful bill. We still, by a slim chance, can get HPA and short act in there. Just make some phone calls, people.
Right on.
Don't answer your door in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Keep your door locked and don't answer it.
If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Pee and fridge, true with a shop and out of pressure, bad at cath care, prick the word made in America. Later.
Bye.
I want to talk to you, motherfucker. Call me. Call me. Call me.